Joe Resonell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. The fisheries minister is on the warpath. He's closing down the salmon fishing. Play the clip.
So the problem now is that the federal government is intent on transitioning, in inverted commas, from an open net pen industry over concerns that the salmon farms are contributing to the demise of the wild sockeye as parasitic sea lice from the farm salmon infect the wild fish, in the view of some people. Is it clear what they want to transition to?
Your guess is as good as mine. And that's really the problem when it's come to this. We're throwing stuff into a black box, if anything, and nothing's being. We're not really part of the process, unfortunately, and that's something originally when this was all being developed, 2 years ago, there was an option for us to be at the table to have discussions about how can we do this, but unfortunately the minister failed to utilize that option of that committee that was there, unfortunately.
So we have some sense of what the transition process looks like, because in February the Fisheries Minister, Joyce Murray, refused to reissue licenses for 15 salmon farms in the Discovery Islands, which is just, as I understand it, at the mouth of the Fraser River, where a lot of the fish swim upstream to spawn. Most people see this as the government's game plan for the other 60 or so salmon farms in the province, including yours. That is obviously the fear, right?
Well, that's really it. We just don't know how we're going to be handled, because the way that there's two nations that were part of that process that weren't consulted, and so how can we move forward knowing that there's these other nations that are consulting with the government, and what are they going to do with this information? Are they just going to completely disregard it? The work that we're doing the legwork for the government to provide an understanding of what the transition plan is. We're consulting with their communities regarding this discussion, this item. So it's quite it's unfortunate that that's the way that they're handling this overall situation.
Couple comments. The fisheries minister. What the heck is a fisheries minister? Too many jobs, too many government jobs. Let's get a little bit leaner. People need to eat. Stop paying bureaucrats. Point one. Point two. What's wrong with fishing? What's wrong with fishing? Let people earn a living. Fish are good to eat. How about we fish and feed people? How's that sound? How about we get rid of the fisheries minister and we fish and we feed people? How does that sound? Sounds good to me, right? Too many bureaucrats. We don't need a fisheries minister. I think we could do without that, Canada.